Hi and welcome to this multi-part video series called Phone Right. My name is David Anthony. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome, and do consider subscribing because this channel is all about helping you go further and faster in business and in life. So let's get started.
So, people call you because they want to buy. Let's look at another example of this truth. Take the caller who begins the call like this.
Oh yes, I'd like your price on the super cool fridge, please.
Well, what do you know straight away? This person wants a fridge. They want to buy. Or, to put that another way, they have a problem. In this case, they need a fridge, and they're calling you to help them solve that problem. Now, you'll notice we didn't say that the person wanted a super cool fridge. You see, they may be calling you because someone else, most likely someone less skilled than you, recommended a super cool fridge to them. But it's quite wrong to assume, and as you know, when you assume, you make an ass of you and me. In any event, it's quite wrong to assume they wanted precisely what they told you. The key is to find out exactly what they need by asking questions. But much more about that later on too. Just one more thing that's absolutely critical here, and I must warn you that you might want to fight me about this next point, so let me lead with my chin. I want you to notice that there is absolutely, positively, no such thing as a price shopper. Now that's a challenging statement, isn't it? And yet it's one that is central to getting our attitude right. You see, as we'll discover in a while, people who begin their call to you by saying, "What's the price on such and such?" do not, in by far and away the majority of cases, mean, "Give me the price, or else." They're usually only using that price line as an opening comment because they don't know how else to begin the call. And we'll cover that in more detail soon, but let's get back to this price shopper point. Suppose I call you and I begin my call with, "How much is the so-and-so?" Then, for me to be a true price shopper, you're going to have to know two things. First, you're going to have to know that I called someone else before I called you. Secondly, for me to be a real price shopper, you're going to have to know that I'm going to call someone else after I've called you. Now, clearly, when I first call you on the phone, you don't know either of those two things. So, just because I begin by asking you for a price categorically does not mean I'm automatically a price shopper. And let's face it, price shopper is a derogatory term. What actually happens, of course, is this. An untrained telephone salesperson will handle the call like this.
Thank you for calling ABC Doors. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like the price on a B&D roller door, please.
Sure, just a moment. I'll put you through to sales.
Hello, sales department.
Yes, I want your best price on a 2100 by 2490 colour bond door, please.
Sure. Is that for a new or existing garage?
It's an existing one.
Okay, hold on a moment. Right, the price is $350 including fitting.
Oh, good. Thanks for the information. I'll call you back later today.
Righto. Please ask for John when you call, won't you?
Well, thanks very much.
Okay, bye.
Well, what's happened here? Our salesperson believes he's dealing with a price shopper, so he gives the price and the caller promises to call back. The caller hangs up and, yes, you've guessed it, they call someone else. So our salesperson has now effectively converted that caller into a price shopper. They didn't start out that way, but now they are. They started out like all the people who call you, wanting to buy. So our attitude to the telephone must be a positive one, and we must recognize that people are calling us because they have a problem that they believe we can help them solve. They're in the marketplace, wanting to buy. And that leads us to our third critical background point about performance standards. First of all, let's agree on one thing. The telephone is a critical area of your business, and you want to make certain that you and your people handle each call absolutely correctly every time. The key to this process is to establish a set of performance standards. To illustrate the point, let's just consider one of my all-time favorite companies, McDonald's. Now, like you, I don't necessarily believe that McDonald's sell the world's greatest hamburgers, but they do sell more hamburgers than anyone else. Why? Well, there are a number of reasons, of course. First, they do the ordinary things. There's nothing extraordinary about McDonald's. They do the ordinary things, but they do them extraordinarily well. Now let's contrast that with the ordinary company. How often have you heard this on the phone?
Yeah, look, I don't have the information now, but I'll be happy to call you back at 2.
Let's be honest. What chance do we have of getting the call back at 2 in most cases? Absolutely zero. And we wonder why customers don't trust us, yet by doing the ordinary thing and honouring the promises we made, we stand out. So one thing we learn from McDonald's is to do the ordinary things extraordinarily well. But McDonald's teach us much more than that. They teach us the value of performance standards. For instance, when you go into any McDonald's store, it's always clean. Why? Because it's a performance standard that people get judged on. And when you go up to the counter, you know very well what you'll be greeted with. A smile. There's no ifs or buts about it. You'll always be greeted with a smile. Why? Because at McDonald's, it's performance standard number 1. In fact, the young kid behind the McDonald's counter has 52 performance standards to observe. And if he or she doesn't observe them, well, you and I know what'll happen. And yet their product is only $2.05, but they have 52 performance standards. And then there's performance standard number 3. If you've been into McDonald's, you know what it is. You go up to the counter and you'd say, "I'd like a Big Mac, please." Quick as a flash and out of a habit built by observing performance standards, the young person behind the counter will say, "Fine, and would you like some fries with that?" What do you think that does to McDonald's sales of fries? Well, it increases them, of course. And you'll increase your sales too when we establish some performance standards for you and your people on the phone. The good news is, though, that we're not going to have 52 like McDonald's. We're going to have just 10. 10 performance standards that are literally guaranteed to boost your performance and your business. We'll get to them in a minute. Right now, though, let's just review where we've been so that you make sure you've got the key points from this first side of your program. We've observed that the little things you do on the phone have an enormous bearing on the amount of business you get from it, and we've observed that those first 4 seconds are crucial. As of now, for you, there'll be no more XYZ Company or ABC Company, hold on please. No more accounts or Williams, and no more lengthy delays in getting to the phone. As well, you now understand exactly why it is that people call you. They're calling you because they have a problem they want you to solve. They want to buy. You understand too that there's no such thing as a price shopper, and that your attitude to the phone is central to your performance on it. And talking of performance, you understand by reference to the McDonald's example that performance standards are critical. As a good friend of mine says about performance standards, most people aim at nothing, and they hit it with amazing accuracy. You and I and your people aren't going to be like that anymore. We're going to have performance standards that set our sights on high performance on the phone.
I hope you got a lot of value today. If you did, click the like button. What that does is help us build our non-profit business school, UBLA. Check out in the description below to find out more about what we're doing and how you can help. This is part of a multi-part series, so keep your eye out for the next video. In the meantime, we've done a great playlist about why do small businesses fail. Check this link over here, and this will show you a great little list about how you can be successful in business. So thank you very much. Catch you again soon.